what we're going to be talking about in this video is the secret to presence, because presence is one of those things that people have a hard time understanding, and they don't really understand what it truly is because we're always so stuck in the content of our minds. The mind is so cluttered, it's information overload in this society, so many thoughts going in that people really lack this connection to presence. Okay, so I'm just going to give it to you right away. The secret to presence is that you cannot think your way into presence. Okay, because thinking is the opposite of presence. Thinking is what is taking you away from presence. Your inability to deal and have a good relationship with the thinking that is going on in your mind, and to actually remove it in certain aspects of your life, to be here and now, and not to remove it 100%, but to have a different relationship and have to deal with your thoughts in a certain way. That is really the key to presence. Okay, you can't think your way into presence. You can only be present. It's a level of being. And so this usually incorporates sense perceptions, right? Being here in the moment with what you're doing. Check out my video on 3 ways to quiet the mind, because what that is going to teach you is it's going to teach you how to be present to the moment, not think about being present to the moment. Because when you're reading books like Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, or listening to somebody trying to guide you to the present moment, you can't think about this, because that's only an intellectual understanding. You can't intellectually understand being present to the moment on the level of thought, because the level of thinking is only one intelligence that you have. People consider thinking to be the only form of intelligence. If you can think about something, and you can be logical about something, and you can analyze things, that is how you become an intelligent person. But thinking is not always the way to intelligence, and it's definitely not the way to be present to the moment, because you can't think your way into presence. You can only be present to the moment. This is involving sense perceptions. This is involving really being connected with what you're doing beyond the level of thought, because thinking is just one little piece of reality, and there's so much more that we are disconnected from, like the sensation of your breath or the inner energy field of your body. Like, try it right now. Feel the sensation of your breath. Feel how you're breathing right now, that you weren't even aware of that before, because that sensation of your breath has nothing to do with thinking. You can't think about feeling the sensation of your breath. There's no thought. It's a feeling that is going on in your body. You're trying to feel the sensation of your hands. Like, how do you know your hands are there without seeing them or thinking about them? Close your eyes, try it right now. You can't think about this. You can only become conscious of it. You can only be conscious of the sensation of your breath by being present to the moment. It's a level of being that is going on. You can only be connected to what you're seeing, what you're hearing, what you're feeling, and like the 5 senses, being connected to this part of yourself is really what is going to allow you to connect more deeply to the present moment and not be thinking about it, because the content in your mind and the unconscious thought patterns that you have going on in your head is really what is taking you away from the present moment. Okay, so that is a secret to presence, is to realize that you can't think your way out of presence, but you can only be present. And the only way to be present is to learn to have a different relationship with the thinking in your mind and the content that is going on in your mind. It really begins with observation of thinking, because a lot of people have a lot of content in their minds, a lot of unconscious thought patterns, and this means that they have a lot of thought patterns in their head that they don't realize that they're having. And when you don't even realize that these thoughts are there, it doesn't mean that they're still not there. Your focus and attention is literally in your head in that moment that you don't realize it. And then the moment that you don't realize that thinking is there, what happens is it almost takes you over and controls you in a way where your ability to be present to the moment is going to be really, really low, and really you're not going to have a strong level of presence within you to connect to the present moment, because the thinking in your mind really is controlling most of the awareness that is going on in your mind. And most of the time this happens unconsciously. So when that content in your mind is there and you don't realize it, it doesn't mean that it's still not there. It's still there. Not only is it there, it's controlling you in more ways than you think. Most people don't even realize that they're thinking certain thoughts about the moment, judging themselves, creating an emotional reaction in their body that is really just disconnecting them from the moment. And so it really does begin with observation of the thinking, and realizing that the content in your mind is nothing more than just content, because we take our thoughts way too seriously in society. We create so many meanings to these thoughts. And a lot of the time, the meaning that we give to the thoughts is what creates the emotional reaction. And you're going to begin to notice this as you observe the thought, because any idea and any thought really is neutral. It's a neutral thought, it's a neutral idea, but then the meaning that we give to it is what actually creates a lot of the problems and the emotional reactions. Aaron Doughty always talks about this in his videos, and it's one of those things that are so powerful, because when you can begin to observe your thoughts in your mind just as they are, which are just neutral thoughts, you'll begin to notice that they don't have to really control your level of emotions that much. They don't have to control the way you feel. And then once you get really good at observing the thinking and you take the thoughts less seriously, now when you bring yourself to the present moment and try certain techniques like I explained in my 3 ways to quiet the mind video, what's going to happen is you're going to have a much better time being present to the moment. So you can practice these techniques. You can practice being present to the moment, connecting to the energy field of your body, connecting to the sensation of the breath. But then the more unconscious thought patterns that you have, the harder it's going to be for you to be present to the moment. So the key here is to have awareness and build awareness of the thoughts that you are thinking. The best way to do this is in a formal meditation practice, and then carry over those techniques that you learned into your daily life, and then incorporate that practice into your daily life, like when you're talking to people, when you're taking action. And then now what's going to happen is you're going to have a much better time when it comes to being present to the moment, because when you carry it over, what's going to happen is you're not going to be thinking as much. You're not going to be analyzing things as much. You're not going to be taking everything so seriously. You're not going to be thinking your way into presence. You're going to be present to the moment. You're going to be here right now, which is something that is on the level of being, not thinking. And being goes much deeper than thinking, because thinking is just one component to this reality. And reality and the level of being goes way deeper than the thinking. Okay, so that's all I have for you today. If you like this kind of content that helps you connect more deeply to the present moment and stop the unnecessary thinking of your mind, then consider hitting that subscribe button and that notification bell, because I do post a video every single day. Have yourself a great day, and see you in the next video.